Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Reclaim Your Divinity podcast with your host, Amanda Cannon. I am your spiritual empowerment priestess, and I guide women over 30 to transcend their limitations by clearing their past, aligning them with their present so that they can rewrite and reignite their future and remember their soul's essence. And in today's episode of the Reclaim Your Divinity series, we are joined with the most beautiful, loving, humble being on earth. Her name is Stacy Gleich, and she is a high vibrational galactic healer. Oh, I'm so excited for you guys to check this one out. Stacy has gone on this big, massive journey of remembering her past lives as, the various healers that she's been and bringing those gifts into this life. So Stacy is the creator of the Energy Alchemist app. She's also an author, a poet, an evolutionary visionary alchemist. So like I said, she is a healer that's brought forth her past life energies and embodied them in this life. And with this, she's able to very quickly heal physical, emotional, and metaphysical past lives, as well as energies that we are holding in our bodies now, energies from this life and past. And she empowers everybody to step into their highest vibration by living in the highest vibration. And she does this with her Energy for Living app, which we get into in the podcast episode. It's a super affordable app at just $5 a week. And Stacy shares her healings with this app. Now, what is really exciting about this episode is that Stacy works with both myself and also two other beautiful people that we bring on to the episode, Nick and Russell, where she goes in and taps into their energy to identify what needs to be cleared right now and goes ahead and does that. Now, I haven't been able to touch base with Russell again just yet with regards to how he is feeling or living since this episode was recorded. However, Nick has shared with me that he has experienced a lot of shifts since working with Stacy on this episode. A lot of things moving and changing, all very deep things for him is what he shared. And I know with my experience from working with Stacy, Stacy's cleared a few things for me, and the shift in my vibration, like that is the biggest, most notable and welcoming change, in that I feel a lot lighter, and as a result, the heavier things in life, they don't bring me down as much as what they used to. And just noticing my response to life and how I feel as a whole, like on the general day to day. 2023 was a pretty challenging year for me emotionally at times, for most of it, if I'm honest. But towards the end, after I first connected with Stacy and she first started working with me, to now, it's just amazing. I've just been on a pretty steady, I'm not going to say high, but like cruising despite the challenges that have been going on in my personal life. It's been amazing. So she works so quickly, you'll see, and that's why she's offered to do these healings on this podcast, so you can see how quickly she does it. She does it with like oxygen. She alchemizes energy, and then the app is done in the same way. So you can see, how she works, how it works. So the link to the app and to her website, along with testimonies and stuff, will be available in the description box. It's such a cool episode, so stick around. In the episode, I do talk about listening watching the YouTube video a couple of times as opposed to listening on just the podcast. However, I have decided for editing purposes to edit the video, and the audio only is just it was an episode that needed quite a bit of editing due to internet issues on Russell's end. So I've decided just to upload the video only onto both Spotify and YouTube, and I'm not too sure what other platforms Spotify will upload the video to. I'm not that technologically advanced, but it's definitely going up video on Spotify and YouTube. So stick around, check it out. I hope everybody is rounding out 2023 with some beautiful intention, with some beautiful awarenesses of the lessons that 2023 have brought them, as well as clear direction for 2024 and beyond. So thank you for tuning on in. All the ways that you can connect with Stacy will be linked below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Happy New Year. Hi, Stacy. Thank you so very much for coming on to the Reclaim Your Divinity podcast today. I'm so very excited. I can't contain my excitement to have you on today. And today's a really special episode, so I cannot wait to dive in. But before we get into what you do and what you're about at the moment, can you please just tell me a little bit about your journey from childhood, or whenever your journey started to get to this place where you are so open and connected and have the gifts and abilities that you do today?
Okay, so I guess in this life, I was born into an ordinary life, and I think there was a reason for that. Because maybe if I'd been born into a privileged, extraordinary life, I wouldn't have tapped into my past lives the way I have. So it was kind of brought up with, there was a lot of trauma, of course, in our home, sexual, emotional, but it's not what defines us. You know, a lot of people call themselves survivors, or they call themselves victims, but we need to understand that we're learners of life, and we've learned from that, and we've grown from that. So the kind of that is what I want to share with people today. Don't label whatever it is. Just look at it as the growth you've had to come into where you are starting to come into. And another thing I want to say to people is you are enough. You are enough. Don't allow people to say you're not enough, because you have everything inside of you. So it's so within and so without. So many people are searching externally for, the magic or whatever else, but they came in with the magic. They have the magic. A lot of people say, what am I meant to be in this life? And some people are really young souls, and young souls may have come here to heal, to be healed, and to rise and once they're healed, they raise the vibration of the earth. So that is a brilliant purpose. So everybody's purpose will be different in what we come into. So I guess for me, I was always very different. I suppose my childhood allowed me to become detached. I can detach very quickly. I'm not an empath. I resonate with people. I resonate with people's emotions, feelings, but I don't take it on board. And I don't think I could heal the way I do if I chose to take everybody's feelings on board. So I suppose it was like, okay, so years ago, 40 years ago actually, the buzzword of course was Reiki, and that was the original Japanese healing method coming in. So I become a master Reiki, but I never resonated with doing it, I suppose. but what it allowed me to do when we were doing like whatever the uploads, or I actually threw up for 3 days.
You did what for 3 days, sorry?
I threw up for 3
Oh,
days.
really? Massive.
Yeah, so it was like I was led to do that just to have that clearing.
Mm.
And yeah, so then it was just like, I don't know, we just kind of went on with life. And it's really started probably 15 years ago. Yeah, I just started vibrating.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, just uncontrollable vibrating, like to the point where you couldn't hold a cup, you couldn't eat anything, you couldn't.
Yeah.
And then I'd just get exhausted. I'd feel so exhausted. And then the heat come in, and then I'd get really, really high head pain. So I suppose I was led to do different things, like I was led to do access consciousness, but that was just to get time and space. So I needed that. So that's what I did that for. I did Janoni healing, but that was also just to clear my planetary chakras. And it came back that I came from a burning planet. That was my first cell. So that was interesting. But my two biggest mentors were Dr. Harry Oldfield. He's passed, and he did electrocrystal therapy. So he wasn't, he was a beautiful humanitarian. He was also scientist way before his time, not acknowledged by the scientific community. So I was lucky enough to do his course and have a diploma in electrocrystal therapy. I did, as a prerequisite, we did Anatomy and Physiology 1 and 2, which I did through the Australian Institute of Applied Science in Brisbane. But I have and it's come through that I have a past life as a 16th century physician. So I have like an innate knowledge, if you like.
Yeah.
And it was quite interesting when my physician was coming through, like school was a dud for me. I think there was a reason why I never really resonated with it. Maybe I thought, okay, I'm not going to need this anyway. So I wasn't indoctrinated at the time. So when the physician came through, he was actually also a philosopher and a mathematician. And I wake up one morning, I was reciting calculus, and I'm like, yeah, I'm no good at math. I'm no good at math.
Wow.
So, like all these downloads came through. Yeah, and he's actually coming through again this weekend. So,
Yes.
and my other great mentor was Fred Sterling. So he was the exclusive medium for Master Curiel, and Kahoot passed as well the other year. I'm so thankful to have had the chance to connect with these two great souls. After I did the course for both of them, they never came back to Australia again. So it was like it aligned for me at the time. But he was the exclusive meeting for Master Curiel, and Master Curiel was the 7th dimensional spirit, here for the great shifting of consciousness. And it was quite amazing because at the end of like each day that we were doing our course, he would come through Kahoo, and we could ask like the questions of what we wanted to know, basically. And I had the question of where's this energy, where it's coming from, and what's happening. And he basically said to me, he said, you have so many past lives, so much energy coming through, that if it comes through all at once, you'd explode.
Yeah.
And that is quite true, because I have had thousands and thousands and thousands of upgrades where I just shake and it just comes through. And yeah, so that's kind of where that was up to. And then I was doing healing in-house locally, and people would come from around the district that heard about me. And then word got out, and I had people that would fly in and I'd give them a free room here. One was from Sydney, I called her Poppet. She was just a gorgeous little Poppet. But she had a parasite that she'd actually been to a lot of healers. She'd actually spent $7,000, which is a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
And she'd been to a naturopath and nothing could remove this parasite. So she flew in and stayed with us for a couple of nights, and we did the healing. And it was like, when it came out, it was like a volcano from her stomach, just went like.
Yeah, wow.
The force was amazing.
Yeah.
She went back to her naturopath and said, okay, test me, it's gone. And he said, no, it can't be gone. It's not one that can be gone. So he did the test and it was gone. And she received an email from him to say, I know what it did, but it's gone. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I had the opportunity to contribute to a book. I contributed a chapter to Evolutionary healing and just on awakening. So that was really good. I think that started then to build overseas based a bit as well. Then I started doing Skype healings all over the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty cool as well. And at this time, I decided to set up like a healing tribe, not the app, it was a healing tribe. So I would just do a 30-minute meditation, which I'd send out on YouTube to all the members, and they'd pay $5 a week. And I used to do them as well because they kept me healthy as well. So leading into the app was like, I was laying there one day doing the meditation and I got the words, you're going to build an app. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I really had no inclination, if you like, to go down that track. And the message just kept getting stronger as I was laying there. And then all of a sudden, I think my knowledge or my inner knowing kicked in, was like, okay, well, what is possible? You know, what is possible if we create with that to reach people, to help people? And yeah, from there it just grew its own life. My app builders I found in the UK and America. Yeah, and I think creating the app too is giving people a place to heal.
Yeah, definitely. Stacey, before we go into the app, because I'm so excited to get into that, I'd just like to know a little bit about, how it all, like this journey that you've gone on where you just started suddenly vibrating and, receiving the upgrades and so forth. Do you feel like, did you dive deep into personal healing or going on your own personal journey to recover, or not even recover, but to release the trauma that had been stored in your body from your childhood? Or is this just something that just started happening to you out of the blue?
Okay, so I suppose back at that time, I saw a couple of psychiatrists, of course, and they kind of had no tools, just basically, okay, you've got a good life now, get over it. There was no tools back then that helped me understand what was happening, I suppose. So I suppose I did what a lot of people do. I just put a door open. Yeah. Okay, you're gone. I closed it down. I didn't think about it. But the universe had a different idea for me. And the universe sent me all these people that had been sexually abused. And it was crazy. It was really, really crazy. And then all of a sudden, it started coming up. And so, yeah, it was really hard at the time because it was like, okay, I'm having to confront this when I decided, because I've decided I'm going to close that door and I'm just going to shut it. So, and it was actually, I started having nightmares. And it was my second husband. I'd wake up screaming, and he said, my screams made me blood chill.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was the realization of what I was doing to him that I sat with it. I went into my own energy because, like, I could take it out of everyone's energy. So it was time. It was time to face the demon that I was facing, and I did. And I don't know. I think that as we do the inner work, as we release the trauma, we allow space for other things to come in. You know, we allow our past life energy to emerge. We allow that inner knowledge. So I think that was a really big opening barrier that happened at the time. And then the universe is just kind of highlighted the past. You know, I upgrade automatically. I don't have to do anything to lift my vibration. It just happens automatically. I'm just led to events where it happens. We've been led to holidays that we've needed, that I've needed to go on. And one was we were looking at where we're going to go on holidays. And I know there was this new resort come up in Vanuatu. I said, oh, this looks interesting. And Darryl said, okay, yeah, we'll go there. So, and it was 2 days before we were about to fly out. And I said, we've got to go to Hat Island. And he said, where's Hat Island? I said, I have no idea, but we've got to go. This is like the synchronicities that just come up. And so we got to Vanuatu, and I'd already looked at what Hat Island was. And it actually was the burial place of Chief Romata. And the interesting thing was, it had just come out of prohibition. It had been in prohibition for 400 years, which meaning you hadn't been able to go on there. So we decided, okay, it was nice weather when we got there, and we booked to go to Hat Island the next day. I woke up, it was wet, it was rainy, it was windy, and I hate little boats. With a passion, I hate little boats. So we got to where we had to get onto the boat. It was like one of those banana boats, and they had cardboard on the seats for the weather, and they gave us little umbrellas, and off we sat. And I was like, honestly, if I survived this, but I know. I'd also been told to take something to leave there. So I bought a little crystal thing to leave there. And I had no idea at the time, until we got there. I'd been the witch doctor that had gone down with me at the time, because when a chief gets buried, everyone gets buried with him. So yeah, so I have a lot of witch doctor medicine energy as well. I've always had 4 shaman around me. So, yeah.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Stacy. So it's just really been a very naturally organic path for you to just step into, like, reclaim all of your past life energy and knowledge, your inner wisdom, and to remember who you are at the true essence of your soul level, and then share that with the world. It's just flowed pretty naturally and organically for you. Is that right?
Yeah, yep, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of pain, head pain.
Yeah.
I've had a huge amount of head pain. I'm also very galactic.
Yeah.
Like, so I was a Series B healer. So I remember one night I was laying there, and it was like this beautiful green star just came into my core, whack. And it was just like, it was just beaming. And after that, I'd actually have light beams that would come in at night. And I'd say to Darryl, I'd say, oh, they're here to do maintenance. And he'd go, well, tell them not to wake me up. I know, my journey's weird.
Yeah.
And I'd feel pain in my head, and it'd be like this adjustment.
Yeah.
And that went on for a number of years. And then, so yeah.
It's funny you mentioned the pain in the head. The light beams, I've also had the light beams come through at night time. So I guess I can be on that weird journey with you. But the pain in the head, that is something that I feel like I have, like, Oh, so often, almost constantly. I don't know. Been trying to work out is if it's something that I'm eating or if it's like I feel like I'm getting enough sleep finally for the first time in years after having young children. And I'm like, it's not too bad right now, but some days it's just like all up in here, like at the top of the head, or like the brain stem, like down the back of the head. Or like, and I remember when I first started this journey, when I would meditate, I would just have such pressure like in my head. Does that relate to any of the pains that you felt?
Always during high energy times.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, yeah. But I'm also getting you have something past life around your head as well.
Okay. All
So
right.
that's contributing to how you're feeling. So how's the head feeling at the moment? Do you have any pain?
No, not at the moment. It's actually not too bad, but yesterday it was. Yesterday I was in pain like pretty much all day. So
Do you
weird.
have
It's just random how it happens.
yeah, do you have any pressure in your head?
Not really. Not no, not like I usually do. Not right now.
We can take that off if you like, if you're open to it.
Yeah, of course, Stacy. I am. Thank you.
Okay, so what I'm seeing is the 11th century, and it's like you've got something on your head, and it's like they screwed it in. It's like a torture thing, if you like. Is that what it feels like when it's on your head?
Mm.
Because that's what I can see. So we'll go in and we'll take that off.
Is that done?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I was just sitting there feeling into it. It's funny, when you first started saying, when I first just tapped into it, I could feel the pressure again for momentarily, but then it's sort of gone again. So thank you. Thank you very much. And for those who are just listening on a podcast and not actually watching the video, Haley, not Haley, I don't even know where Haley come from. Who's Haley? Stacy. Maybe that was my name in my past life where I had the torture head thing on. Stacy just energetically went in and removed the energy around that past life trauma that I'm carrying in this, I have been carrying in this life. And it's amazing how quickly and fast she works. And so what's really exciting is we've got some guests coming on a bit later to also receive. So I highly recommend going over to the YouTube link to watch this episode, which will be in the description box. But thank you so much for that, Stacy. Truly appreciate it. I'll keep you updated as to how the head pressure is over the next few days. And I'm sure it's going to be gone.
You've also taken on someone else's energy too.
Yeah. Do you mean like from now in this life?
Yes, lately.
Lately. Somebody else's energy.
You're heavy around the shoulders.
Yeah, I feel like I'm always heavy around the shoulders.
Oh,
It's
so
like it's all connected. The shoulders, the neck, the head.
yeah, I can just feel it around your shoulder area that you've taken on this other person's energy, if you like. So we can clear that moving forward, if you like.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Stacy.
feel lighter?
Yeah, definitely. I could feel it all as it was happening. There's this energy that kind of like moves through my shoulders and my neck on us all the time. And it's almost like the Kundalini energy that's moving through. And I don't know if it, I don't know what it's doing, but like my head and my neck and my shoulders moving all these weird kind of interesting ways. And I always thought it was just the Kundalini trying to clear out the energy that was stuck in there. But yeah, no, I feel so much lighter for that.
What I saw was from your shoulders, it went from your shoulders up your brainstem,
Yeah,
out the top to leave.
yeah, cool. I feel Yeah, I feel so much lighter. And I will also say, Stacy did some healings for me a few weeks back when we were connected. And my God, my whole way of being has shifted. There are some things going on in my life that would usually cause quite a bit of stress, or like maybe bring the mood down a little bit. But I feel like I'm just coasting through, knowing that everything's going to be okay, and, still able to, have fun and look on the bright side and all that sort of stuff. So thank you so very much, because there was a big energy release last time as well. I really felt a whole lot leave my body. And just like then, I feel so much lighter. So thank you so very much. So to get back on track, you do these amazing short healings that are so transformative. And for example, the most recent one that you've posted about is, a man, your friend from Canada, was going to see his dying mum in New Zealand, and you've posted photos of what she was like in bed, and after 11 days of you doing your healings on her, she's up and looking 1,000 times better and walking around. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, so they're very strong in love and faith, and she's a very, very strong soul. She's a very strong soul. So Craig was going over to say goodbye to his mum, and I just connected with him and said, right, do you want me to send some healing for her? She had fluid around her lungs, she had fluid around her heart, she had a hole in her right lung, she had a hole in her stomach, so she had blood going into her catheter. She had low cellular oxygen, she had like no life force. So I just started sending the healing, and he got there, and basically it was touch and go, and he thought, like, basically she was going to go. Anyway, so she was holding on, and he said, I don't know why she's holding on. And I picked up that she was a tortured soul and that she had a lot of regrets. And I did say that to him. I asked whether he wanted them cleared. And he said, yes, please. So I cleared the regrets she had, and suddenly she became at peace. She became at peace, and then I could see daffodils around her, and Craig said that was her favourite flower. And I actually saw a transition team 5 around her, and we thought, okay, she's at peace, she's going to go. Anyway, she had other ideas, and she was at peace, and like I said, she was a very, very, very strong soul. So yeah, so she decided she was going to stay. I just kept sending healing. I picked up, she needed healing also for her right leg, so I sent that as well. The next day, there was no blood in the catheter, so it was all done. Yeah, so I just kept sending cellular oxygen. So you see when people lack the cellular oxygen, they look very washed out, very pale. They don't have that cellular oxygen or life force. So I just kept sending that to her as well. And she had a bit of dementia, so I started working on like the hippocampus, the thalamus, the prefrontal cortex, the area of the like where the hippocampus is, it shrinks as we age because it doesn't have blood flow and oxygen to it. So by creating that, and also I picked up her basal ganglia, which I re-energized. I did send to Craig was she like prone to falling over? Because I picked up the cerebrum. So that's at the back of the head. Now the cerebrum is 10% volume of the brain, but it actually holds 50% of the neurons. So I actually re-energized that as well. So there was a couple of days ago, and the thing then was, okay, she's going to go back to her retirement home and we're going to put her on high care. So that was the plan then. So we kept working on it. Now the plan is she's going to go back to her own home and her nephew's going to look after her. Craig's going to get the app. And so everything I've been doing for her basically is on the app. So
that's amazing. Okay, amazing segue into the app. So Stacey has this amazing app, and yeah, I'll let you talk about it. And it's only $5 a week, so listen in, and I highly recommend going and signing up to this app. So tell us about it. How does it work? How can you get the most out of it?
okay, so it's like if you look at like a foundation help. We're living in two different realities now, that the higher and the lower realities are splitting more and more. So it's about, you need to keep vibrating higher and higher and higher. And we've already talked about that I just keep vibrating higher and higher automatically. That's just what happens. So the app does as well, because I am, the app is. So everybody on there is vibrating higher and higher and keeping into that higher space. But it's not only about that, it's also about how we can be healthy with it as well. Like, so it's kind of evolved where there's so much different things on there, like stress. If we take stress, for example, and that's a really big killer for a lot of people. It's like your sympathetic nervous system picks up your stress, it goes to the hypothalamus, the pituitary, goes to your adrenals and releases cortisol in relation to that stress. So normally what would happen is you'd come back into that parasympathetic once it's settled down. But if you're continually stressed, you're staying in that sympathetic nervous system. So that's doing a lot of damage to your nervous system, to your heart, to your brain. So there's a link on there just for stress and anxiety that just does the HPA and then works on the vagus nerve. So, and my latest link I put in is just the parasympathetic nervous system. That's just for people who want a little bit more straight down relaxation. So now I think it's got 54 quick links on it. You put them all to favourites and you just cycle through as you sleep. You don't need any volume because it's energy. Put a meter away from your bed. And I get people messaging me all the time saying, you know, I feel great, you know, it's really good. Now we'll talk about the fitness side of it, because I've always been fit. I've always like controlled my weight, if you like. I decided to do that a long time ago. But I actually broke my foot earlier this year, so I couldn't continue with the cardio. So of course, being my age, it started to spread, and I thought, oh, okay, what can we do here? So I put on a link that burns fat. So when we burn fat, we actually use the hormone irisin, and I combine that with a few other things into the link. So that actually burns fat. So the diet industry to me is a scam, because what happens when you're losing weight is you've got to have a calorie deficient, and you're actually losing water and you're actually losing lean muscle. And once you start eating again, you'll actually put that weight back on. And it's actually predicted that out of all the people that do diet and get down, 95% will put the weight back on. So there's a link for a fat burner. There's also endocrine hormone balancing. And then because I didn't want to do cardio anymore, I thought, okay, well, how can we do our muscles? I must be getting lazy as I get older, I think. Yeah, anyway,
just optimizing the human body and the energetics. It's amazing.
So I looked at the spindle muscles. So we've got 50,000 spindle muscles in the body. As we age, they break down, so it's hard for you to keep the muscles. So then I created a link for spindle muscles. And if you put your spindle muscle link on, pick up a few weights, bingo. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
It's amazing. And if you go on Stacey's page, her Facebook page, you'll see she posts progress photos from listening to the spindle link and doing, you know, they're isolated exercises, aren't they? They're quite, anyone can do them. They're quite doable. You don't need to be fit. You don't need to be strong. It's just small little isolated movements to work on the muscles.
You can do like isometric holds. Like
Yeah.
put the spindle muscle link on, do an isometric hold.
Yeah.
Put your link on and dance.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Yeah.
And so
I've been doing mostly the dermis, and I've actually been listening to the fat burn one as well whilst I've been sleeping, and the hormones and everything. But I think I might give that one a go next, definitely. So can you tell us a little bit about, you know, you said you don't need volume. So I've been listening with I've got these cool like headband headphones, so I can comfortably wear headphones when I go to sleep. So I have been listening with volume. But are you saying that you actually don't need any volume?
no, just
like
have a tiny bit like that.
Yeah.
Yep, and you just cycle through as you sleep.
Yeah. So do you just have it on repeat, on repeat, on repeat?
Yeah, all the quick links to favourites, I think they're 54. And you just put it on the cycle through to sleep, a metre away from the bed. Yeah, and it's actually working on your physical and energetic cellular levels as you sleep. And then during the day, you can actually track mode a certain link if you want to, like if you want to do the spindle muscles, or you track mode. If you're like me and you like ice cream and chocolate, you might track mode the fat burning afterwards. Yeah, it's a good thing after tea at night just to do the whole endocrine system as well. Yeah, because somebody was just using the fat burning and they weren't using their hormone balancing. And I said, you've got to do the whole lot. Yeah, you've got to have your hormones in balance to actually be able to burn fat as well. So
I think every woman over the age of like 35 needs to listen to that.
But there's also a lot on the grounding links as well.
Yeah.
There's activation of your third eye. There's to bring in abundance energy, protection against negative energy. There is so much on there. On the pH link, you've got a blood cleanse. You've got oxygenated stem cells via the bone marrow. I worked on a little cherub for 14 weeks in ICU earlier this year. And that was one of the things we were doing to keep his blood levels up. So,
wow. And if you go onto the website, Energy for Living, and that's energy number 4 living, there are testimonies on there as well of what people have experienced through Stacey's healing. It's absolutely amazing, and so incredible for you to just put it all into an easy to use app that anyone can have for $5 a week. It's nothing these days. And, you know, there's not much you have to do. I mean, of course, you have to look after your body. But like you say, if you do like a bit of chocolate or ice cream, you don't need to feel guilty about eating a little bit of chocolate or ice cream. And you don't have to be on a diet your entire life. We just need to raise our vibration, be happy and healthy. And you can do it so easily with the addition of this app in your life. Yeah, and like I said, I have felt so different since we first connected, and I signed up for the app like the next day, and I've been listening to it most nights. So yeah, amazing.
your vibration's fire.
Yeah, it is, definitely. It is. So thank you. I thank you so much for that.
Going into next year, what we're looking at, because of course the app is expanding, and I've been doing extra healing on app members as they need it. So to be able to facilitate the expansion, we're going to do some live group healings.
Oh, cool.
And they will only be available for app members. So yeah, so that will be included in the $5 a week subscription.
Amazing.
Because we're also finding, like, think mainly towards the full moon. A lot of people are having stuff come up to be cleared, so I have dropped a few little videos on my Facebook just for clearing at that time as well. So I
So
think
there's
that's
extra content available if you follow your Facebook page as well. Is that the Energy for Living Facebook page?
yeah.
Yep. So all of these links will be in the description box of the show. And I felt like I just also wanted to say, if you go in and have a look at Stacy. So Stacy, do you mind sharing your age?
Oh, I'll be 61 in January.
61 in January.
I'm proud of it.
If you go and have a look at her, if you friend her on Facebook, I don't know if these photos are on the Energy for Living page. I'm sure they are.
Yes, they are.
If you have a look at 61-year-old Stacy in a bikini, she is hot. Her body is amazing. And have you had children?
Two.
Yeah, it's amazing. You go check it out, the way that she talks about how she uses the app in conjunction with the easy exercises and stuff, and it's just incredible. You look amazing, so vibrant, so healthy, super slim. Yeah, truly inspirational, that's for sure.
And we take no supplements, everything we need is on the app. So
Yeah.
for us, we don't have anything extra. Everything is energetic.
And how much are you spending a week on supplements, people? You can be spending $5 a week on the Energy for Living app. That is a really good investment, in my opinion. So Stacy has been so generous just to, if you are sort of, interested and you want to know how it works, like obviously Stacy's just so generously done some healing on myself, but we do have 2 people coming on as well to receive some healing. So again, I do recommend watching this on the YouTube channel if you can. But we are going to bring Nick and Russell on now to receive some healing. Okay, so thank you so much, Nick and Russell, for coming on the Reclaim Your Divinity podcast today to meet with Stacy and receive some of her wonderful healing that she is able to give. So, Stacy, I'll hand over to you and you can take these boys through your magic.
Okay, so who's coming on first? Okay, Nick. You feel very heavy. Energetically wise, do you feel in yourself you're very heavy? Okay. So
Yes.
what we'll do first of all is we'll just clear some of that off. Okay. Okay, Nick, how does that feel for you?
Yeah, I could feel something was working through. I could feel the initial heaviness, and then when you
Feeling
started
lighter?
working on it, yeah.
Okay, do you have any heavy areas in your body?
I think the solar plexus is an area that
Holds
feels.
a lot of emotion. You have a lot of old emotion stored there.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So how about we do some healing on that?
Sounds good.
Okay, how's that area feel now?
It feels like I can breathe a bit better.
Is there still some heaviness there?
Just a little bit.
Okay, so we'll just go in a bit deeper on those old issues to clear them properly, okay? Yeah, how's that feeling now?
More free.
Yeah? That's good.
Yes.
Okay, now you asked me to look for any blocks that may be inhibiting like your spiritual path. So what I am getting around you is some dark energy coming in from the 13th century. So the 13th and 14th century were very, very dark periods in the time, if you like. And I find a lot of the dark energy is coming in from there. So if you're happy, I'll go back and I'll clear that for you and then just see if there's any other blocks that come across.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, Nick, how's that feeling now?
It's yeah, I can feel that something's shifting, something is moving. I actually had a little bird fly past. Maybe that's a good sign. Yeah.
So Amanda, if you look at Nick, you'll see the difference in his face. Like from when we started, you'll see the difference as we work on the energy picking up. Yeah, it's getting lighter, it's getting higher.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on that. Oh, yeah, so if you just keep an eye on Nick's face, you can actually see he's starting to energetically lighten up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, all right. So back to Nick.
Yeah. Oh, whichever. Yeah, I could feel because I was just tuning in as well, and I could feel the shift in energy as well. Yeah, it's amazing just to be in the presence of it as well, like to feel the shifts.
Take
Incredible.
it all in, girl.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, so you want to try Russell and see if we can get a connection with
Yeah,
him now?
Russell can come on, then we'll come back to Nick.
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome.
Hi, Russell.
Nice, nice.
Okay, so Russell, is there anything in particular you want me to work on?
Nice, nice. Just what you feel and what you see.
Okay. Okay, what I'm getting is strong abandonment issues coming up. Is that resonating with you at all?
Yeah, it does.
It is?
It does.
Okay. So I'm also getting around it, Russell, there's 2 past lives that have come through as well. So that's kind of compounding it. So what we'll do is we'll go back, clear the past lives and heal this one, okay?
Beautiful.
I'm getting one from the 3rd and one from the 17th century. So we'll just go and clear them. And the one from this life, I'm getting really strongly around the age of 2. So, you know, it might not even be anything really big, but when you're that age, it's something that, yeah. So we're going to go in and we're going to heal that. So when you're ready, Russell, just let us know how you feel now.
The breathing feels a lot better. I can breathe all the way down to the root chakra. And the breathing feels a lot more balanced and open, Stace.
Yeah, I really feel like that was probably something that was holding you from moving forward as well.
All right, thank you.
Amazing. I really
Yeah,
felt like in the heart space then. I don't know, with Russell, I really felt that there was a shift in the heart space.
yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, and I feel like my heart's more open. It's been closed for the last couple of days, just obviously going through energetic stuff of the new moon and all that, and the full moon. And I certainly do feel a bit lighter. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Amazing. Thank you, Stacey. And Nick, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling quite quite at bliss and peaceful. So thank you for that incredible experience, Stacy. It was great.
I'm still having a look at your blocks yet. We've only just removed the past life one. So we're going to have a look and see if there's any blocks in this life stopping you. So yeah. So Nick, I'm getting the opinion of others. So it's like being concerned about what other people will think of what you do. You resonate with that?
I try to stop myself, but invariably it happens that I'm thinking, how do I put my best foot forward so I don't offend anyone or do the right thing?
But you have to be who you are. Right? The right people will show up. The people who are meant to be in your life will be in your life moving forward. We can't walk through with our purpose worrying about what other people will think of us. So that's a block for you. So we're gonna take that one out, okay? It's also corresponding to an energy block at the age of 5. So they're both connected, if you like. So what we'll do is we'll clear both. Okay, what I'm seeing around you, Russell, is you need some magenta energy poured into your heart. So
Yeah, that certainly, yeah, that resonates, Stace.
Are you happy for me to do that?
Yes, I give you permission.
Okay. Yep. And how did that feel for you, Russell?
Yeah, I feel good, Stace. Obviously, I have put boundaries up to my heart chakra through me and my inner child. So, thank you for helping to release those boundaries.
Also, as we were doing that too, there was a white wolf that came through and said, "You're ready now." So
Beautiful. Thank you.
And Nick, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, feeling resolved, perhaps. I don't know if that's the right word. Yeah, just feeling the energy come in, and it's a very comforting energy.
but you also have another big block too, Nick,
Okay.
around not feeling good enough. That's a big one for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that is also linked to rejection.
Yes, definitely.
All right. So the block is also linked to rejection in your heart. So it's kind of like a threefold energy that we're going to take out. All right. You happy with that?
Yes, please. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Oh, what's that you got around your neck, Russell?
I got that when I was in New Zealand the month, got my New Zealand greenstone, bought one for me and one for my two kids. Just obviously when we went back and visited Dad, I bought just something for me to connect back to my obviously home birth,
Oh,
New Zealand. Just
beautiful.
something to ground me into Mother Gaia a bit deeper.
Okay, so we're going to just have a look and see if there's anything else that needs to come through for you today. Okay, so this one's a bit different. So you have a strong shamanic healing coming through, as you're aware of.
Yep.
But you actually have a curse around it as well. So that's stopping that power to come through, if you like. Right. So if you're happy for me to remove that.
100%.
It's coming in from past life Peru.
All right.
So incredible to watch how fast and quickly you just go in and find it and alchemize it.
Yeah, it's just a journey, I think. It's my journey. Yeah, just my journey. So can we go back and see how Nick's pulling up?
How you doing, Nick?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel I can move more, more freely, I suppose. Yeah.
A lot more energy in your face, a lot more vibration, like you're a lot lighter.
I feel like there is an essence of peace almost coming from your face. It just feels a lot more childlike, if you could say, like, I don't know. Yeah, beautiful.
It's like when you work on somebody with trauma, they'll look like they're really drawn, and you go into the energy and you take the trauma out, and it's like there's this light just shines through them, and it's like it is indescribable. It's just beautiful, it really is. Yeah, just awesome.
Amazing. Do we have you back, Russell?
I am sorry, guys, it dropped out. It's been behaved so well, but I'm back.
Yeah. Awesome. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel great. I feel really light. Thanks, Stace.
You're welcome. You're all ready to go now.
Beautiful. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on, Russell.
My pleasure.
Thank you so very much. And I'll be in contact with you in a few weeks just to pop in and see how you're feeling and see what changes you've made.
Beautiful. Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
My pleasure. We'll speak soon, ladies. Take care.
Yeah.
Thanks, Russell.
Thanks, Stace. Take care.
Yeah. Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming on as well, Nick. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I certainly feel that our paths crossed for this very reason.
We just want to do one more thing with Nick.
Oh, okay, cool. Yep.
So we're just going to look at that leg of yours, Nick. See if we can strengthen or build that extra muscle. So did you feel anything in your left leg?
I was just feeling like a bit of a smoky white substance like around me and just passing through me, but it had a good feeling about it. So I don't know if that was working on me in a good way. Feel it could be.
Just before you go, we'll just have a look at, see if anything else you need. So you have ancient knowledge that you need to tap into. And I'm just going to send energy in for that to happen.
I don't have the words to express my gratitude, so I hope thank you is enough. Both of you are incredible. It was a pleasure
Just looking at you and the energy in your face is just thanks enough, honestly.
It's Nick and I connected a while back, and he spoke to me about some of the things that you addressed today, and it's so just interesting to see how that's all played out. And I just feel like the synchronicity is the divine timing for you to come in and then receive healing on the things that you spoke to me about. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Nick, for coming on.
Thank you. Please continue the magical work both of you are doing. It's incredible.
I will. Thank you.
You continue your magical work too, Nick. You're yet to tap into your greatest potential.
Yes, that ancient knowledge is not far away. Just be open to receive it.
Thank you. Thank you again.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank
See,
you.
speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you next.
And so, Stacy, thank you so very much for, shifting Russell and Nick's lives. And I will reach out to them in a few weeks before this airs to get an update on where they're at and what they've noticed. So Russell and Nick are both on the spiritual journey, and they're both wishing to help humanity in the ways that they can, like you mentioned about Russell's shamanic background, and he's doing all sorts of things, and Nick is getting there as well. So there are many light workers and healers, I'm sure, that are drawn to you, and that there are things on the app to support light workers in that capacity. Is that right?
It's about collaboration. It's not about competition. And the more people shift in vibration, the more that they're going to be able to open up to what to their own potential. I also do some meditations as well, and one of them was inner power. And there was a lady that kept doing it, and all of a sudden this angelic realm come up. But so it's about like so within, so without. The energy is going to keep getting higher and higher and higher and harder, and that will sort out who is authentic, who isn't. And it is also about being able to ride the waves through that vibration. So the app keeps you at the highest vibration. I mean, it doesn't give you any power that you don't have, because you come through with what you have for this life. But what it does is it keeps you in the vibration to be able to tap into that, to be healthy. I just think it's a really good foundational tool. And then you just resonate with other things that you're led to intuitively. And yeah, it's just...
Yeah, amazing. Amazing. Thank you, Stacy. So yeah, I'll definitely go and listen to that inner power meditation as well. And I love how you talk about it's not competition, it's about collaboration. Like there is literally, if you are being, true to what's in your heart, there is not one other single person in this world that can offer what you offer. So there is no point in competition. And
everybody has their own magic, and if everybody puts their magic together, we have a magical world. So.
Yes, I dream of those days. Where
it's coming. The new earth is coming.
Yeah, where it's all just magic everywhere. Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing your wonderful magic on this podcast episode today. I'm so thrilled and delighted to be in your presence. Like even just sitting here and being in this this portal, this container that we've created, and experiencing the energy that you've helped uplift Russell and Nick with, and then of course what I've received as well. It's been truly magical, and I'm truly blessed. So thank you so much.
And I'm truly blessed to have connected with you all.
Yeah, thank you. And like I said, the links to download the app to connect with Stacy on Facebook. And also Stacy does have some high vibrational products that she does sell for a very affordable price as well. Some lotions and scrubs and stuff to help revitalize your body and raise your vibration in that way as well, and keep your skin feeling nourished and beautiful and shining. Is that right?
Yes. They shift your vibration. So you can put a bit of cream on one arm and it'll be lighter than the other arm. It's just the vibration that's shifted. So it's really good if you get scrub just in the morning, just put it between your palms, and you can just allow it just to go through your body as well. So
amazing. And so those products start from like as little as like $5 or something, I think, is it? Or 12.
No, your products are on Kamarian. You can get the 350 gram scrub, the Night Soul, and the Moonglow Mart oil for $100.
Yeah, okay, amazing. Awesome. So I'll link the link to that online shop for you in the description as well as the app and how you can connect with Stacy. So Stacy you do all of your healings via the app now, and also if you are in the app family, Stacy does put out additional healings for you that you can request via the Energy for Living Facebook page, but you don't work one-on-one any longer. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. And once the app is going to expand, it is going to get too big, and then we're going to go on to group online healing, and that will just be included in the subscription. Yeah,
amazing. And those group online healings, like from being in this small group today, like you'll definitely benefit from that. I could feel my energy shifting as well from the energy that you're focusing on Nick and Russell with as well. So what an absolute delight, Stacy. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.